Okay, looking forward to today. An exciting interview with David and Deborah Baiyesheas, a wonderful couple at our church, and you're going to be blessed. Amen. Here's David connecting right now. Hello, Uncle David and Auntie Deborah. Wow, you guys are looking like celebrities, though. You guys are looking like celebs. First of all, thank you so much, for taking the time and agreed to do this interview. It's going to be a blessing,
Like you said, you people set me up. What David told me is that they were going to get questions before. You people want to. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Pastor. I'm just trying to sort Esther out. So that...
No worries. This is part of it. This is part of the reality of marriage and family. Don't worry. Esther is welcome.
Esther, it was here.
Hello, Esther. Well, good to see you. And, I'm really looking forward to it. But so I've got 7 questions. And I thought I would leave it. So I'd asked David, I said, what do you think? Should I give you the questions beforehand? But we both agreed it would be nice to just do it impromptu. And then you can, because sometimes when you have time to think, you can then think, okay, in an ideal world.
True, very true.
So it's good to get it in the moment.
True.
Right. So we'll go right into it. So I know this story, but for the benefit of those that don't know, how did David and Deborah meet?
Okay, so maybe you start with your own side, then I would. Then I would say something. Yeah.
Okay, so there was a function in the Supreme Court back in Nigeria at the time for the then Chief Justice of Nigeria.
Okay.
It was around that period. My friends and I were trying to sort out all our registration issues for law school.
Okay.
Call to bar. So we were at the Supreme Court to sign some documents, and then we learned that there was the function for the Seat General. Okay, let's attend. I mean, it's open to the public anyways. So,
right.
So we went in, and then we're just sat there waiting for it to start. Then just about 2 rows just in front of us, sat David and his sister.
Okay.
So David his sister, I just saw his sister and then tapped her and then said hello. And then she introduced us, and well, that's how we started talking. That was when we met. That was the first time I met him anyways.
Right.
Later on, he got my number from her, and then we started talking. And we met.
Oh, that's lovely. That is so nice.
So just to add to it.
Okay.
I think I was working then at the bank, so I was on leave.
Okay.
At home, and my parents had been a bit like they were starting to get a bit worried that we don't know your girlfriend, you've not brought anybody home, stuff like that, because I think to a certain extent they just had faith that I had lived a clean life. So at this point you should be able to settle down. You're already working, you are responsible. You should settle down. So they had been disturbing me.
Okay.
And I just told them that I had not found the person.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to settle for less. That I know what I'm looking for. I'm praying about it and I'm searching.
Right.
And when I find the person, I'll let them know.
Okay.
So, so it was a topic of discussion in our home. Let me just put it that way. That in the house with my parents, anytime they were around, it was a topic of discussion. So that morning, my sister she's a lawyer. My dad is also so my dad wanted to go to the court.
Okay.
I told my sister to come and drive him.
Okay.
And she just walked into my room and she was like, "Oh, she's going to be bored when my dad is doing his activity. That don't I want to come with them so that at least she'll have somebody to talk to,
right? Okay.
While he's busy doing his thing." So I was like, "No, it's too early in the morning. I'm still sleeping and I'm not ready to go anywhere, And she was like, she begged me. I was like, "No, I'm not interested." So she went to tell my dad, like, "Oh, I don't know why he wants to sit at home. Can you talk to him so that he would agree, to come to us?" And my dad was like, "You're not doing anything. Let's go. Like, you have nothing to lose, just for you to get out of the house." So obviously I couldn't say no.
Because daddy had got involved, right?
Yeah, because he had gotten involved. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I went with them. And, I think right from when we parked, there were this couple of girls that were just standing in front of there was this roundabout. They were just standing in front.
Right.
And we passed them. I saw my sister went to greet them, and we just passed them. So I just noticed them and, we just moved on. So when we entered and we sat down, and I was just with my sister. Fortunately for us, they came to sit just 2 seats behind us, like she said.
Okay.
Oh, are you serious? I talked to them.
No. She greeted you guys outside.
I wasn't there.
Or maybe you were not there. But I know there. She greeted the group outside.
Yeah, are you serious?
Yeah. So
to think that I didn't even know this part of this story.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Look at that.
Yeah, she went and called the group and greeted the group outside. So we were inside.
Use the ATM.
Right.
Because I remember that she greeted the group outside. I just noticed the group, but I didn't even we entered.
Wow.
So so I was just sitting there, just on my own. My sister was sitting by my side. Then when they sat down, they now tapped her like, "Oh, you guys." So she looked back.
Yeah.
I think at one point I also have to make is my sister they all went to the same school.
Same
university.
Same uni, right.
The same uni. So they kind of like already knew themselves from uni.
Okay.
But they had not seen themselves in a long time.
So
so my sister just said, "Oh, you guys, this is my brother."
Right.
And she introduced me. And I looked back. Directly behind me, she was sitting behind me.
Wow. Yeah. Directly, as if just
directly, yeah.
Parallel.
It didn't like turned. She was the first person I saw.
Oh my God.
Glory. So that positioned herself for a purpose.
So I was like, this one is different.
Okay.
And I'll get there, So I greeted all of them, She greeted me and we went back to our business.
Okay.
Then at some point also, my sister requested for her phone. I think she wanted to check something.
Okay.
From our phone.
Okay.
When she took her phone, I seized the opportunity to try to maybe steal a glance at the picture.
Oh.
Just to confirm.
Right.
Just to confirm what I saw. So I was like, immediately she caught my attention, and I will state why.
Okay.
Over the years, I've always been somebody that likes simple.
Okay.
People want different things, and people have different categorizations of whatever. But I've always liked simple, no aesthetics. Just something very simple.
Right.
So I saw that there was no extravagant makeup.
Wow.
Or there was just in fact, the first thing I noticed was the screen of her phone was broken.
Okay.
And she still gave the phone to my sister. Many people will be like,
Yeah.
So I noticed all those little things, those little details to say that, oh, she didn't even care that, this guy will see my phone and say the phone is broken, or, she gave her the phone and, she was just simple. She was just herself. And I compared that with the rest of the group, and I was like, okay, no problem. So on our way home, I was just trying to get more information from myself. Like, how far, who is that girl? My sister was like, she was just talking. Then at some point, she was like, why are you asking so much? questions. Then I just opened up. I just told her straight up, like, so you have a friend like that, and they've been disturbing me at home. And they've been disturbing me all along that man, I would like to have a number.
Okay.
So my sister was like, okay, no problem, that she would need to confirm from her first if it was okay.
Yeah.
For her to give me the number. So I was like, okay, cool. So I waited the whole day. Nothing. Then the next day, in the morning, and I asked her again, like, what's up? Where's the number? Then she was like, she would message her, she would get the number across and all those things. And I was waiting. Then in the afternoon, I asked her, I was like, is that how long it takes? Is that how long it takes to get number? You know, to cut the long story short, I had to call my mom to say, you guys have been disturbing me.
Wow.
Where's my girlfriend? Where's this one down? You're disturbing me. I saw a girl I like. I asked my sister to give me the number, and up till now, she has not given me the number. Then my mom was like, you know, African mother was like, why is she wasting time? What's going on? Okay, no problem. Then she called my sister, and she was like, so when she screamed at that one was like, she didn't know I was really serious. That she's sorry, you know. So I think that was when she now messaged Koju to say that, my brother wants your number and everything. Yeah. I think he now obliged because obviously my sister.
I must mention at some point, Bola, his sister, and I were roommates for about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
I knew she had a brother, but I never even saw his pic. I never saw him. I'd met her older sister. I think I met her mom as well. I've met her mom too, because we're roommates, you know. Her older sister went to our school too. So when she graduated, her family came to school for the graduation. I saw his mom.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw them in the car. I saw his mom. I greeted his mom. I can't remember if I saw his dad, but I remember greeting his mom. I've met quite a number of them before I even met him. I know it.
That is unbelievable.
I know.
So she asked her for the number, and she was like, your brother, like, okay, obviously, no problem, you know.
Yeah.
You can give him the number. So I remember I was on my bed in the room, and she walked in, and she was like, bros, you know, you can have the number.
Wow.
I didn't even save it. As she was calling it, I was typing it.
Oh my goodness.
And I dialed the number immediately, you know, and I had no pre-organized conversation or what I was going to say or anything like that, you know. I just felt that there's no time to waste. Just get to know this person. Just say something.
Yeah.
I called her, and you know, like I've talked to people, like, you know, I've talked to girls before and all those things, like, but Pastor, the conversation was different, to be honest. You know, there was no forming, I was just introduced myself. This is David, Bola's brother. You know, I asked her for your number. I still remember how the conversation where I got your number. She was like, hi, good afternoon. Hope you are doing fine. How is your day going? I said, my day is fine. How is yours? You know, how is law school? She just told me about things that were going on in law school. You know, my sister came in. She was like, you guys are still talking. She went outside because there was somebody that required my attention outside. Then she went. Then she came back. You guys are still on the phone. What are you talking about? You know, then at some point she had to just sit down on the bed beside me, like, okay. You know, and we had that conversation, that very long conversation.
Yeah.
And from that day till today, we've been talking every day.
Wow. How many years have you guys been married? Am I right? It's 4 years this year.
Yes. So we've known each other since 2014.
Wow.
And we got married in 2016.
Amazing. Amazing. David, you answered one of my questions before though, because I was going to ask that what was it about Koju, or, you know, for those who don't know, Koju is Deborah's Nigerian name. What was it about Koju that attracted you to her? But you've pretty much answered that for me already, that But is there anything else that you thought this, of all the, because you kept yourself, you weren't going out with anyone for a long time. What was so special about Koju?
Yeah, I think what was unique about her was, her ability to just be herself.
Okay.
This was somebody you had not met before, and it's typical for people to always, want to put up a front and package and all those things,
Yeah.
But she was just herself.
Wow.
She wasn't. I would say she wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was curious to know why this guy was calling her.
Okay.
But she was just herself. She was just, she had decent conversation. She asked questions. She would ask you questions. I remember when I asked her out, she was like, "Have you asked God?"
Wow.
Yeah, that was what she told me. She said, "You just met me. You don't even know anything about me. Have you asked God?"
Wow.
And I was like, well, I think I have. I think I must have. I think I must have done that at some point, because you're exactly what I've been waiting for. So that realness was there. Like,
yeah.
If she was curious about something, she would ask you questions.
Yeah.
If she doesn't understand something, she will let you know. So that realness was there also. Yeah. Then apart from that, the fear of God was there. All those things that I just outlined. But I think most importantly was what I told God was when I met the person, I wanted to have peace. I wanted to experience peace as a sign.
Okay.
For me to know that this was, the person and everything. I just wanted to have that peace. When you're talking to somebody and you're just at peace.
Yeah.
When you've had a stressful day and you come back and have the person you want to call to talk to, because you just know that the stress of that day will just disappear when you get involved in the conversation. Yeah. So I think I had peace too. I just felt at ease with myself. Like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So. Let me direct that question to Coach now. Coach. So on that fateful day at the Supreme Court, Coach, what was it that attracted you to David as well? What, from your
that day?
Yeah. Or even no, just beyond that.
Okay, so right from, I think when I was in secondary school, my mom had always been making, how my parents always give you this prayer point to pray, and I'm like, "Mommy, I'm what? I was like 15. You're telling me to pray about husband. Wow. I don't understand. Have I even brought a boy to you that I have as a boyfriend that you're asking me to pray about?" But she said to pray it. I'm like, okay, no problem. She said to always pray that when you meet your husband, you would know. You would just, like, you would know. You have. So it was something that I just used to do every time. We used to attend the Redeemed Christian Church of God.
Okay.
RCCG. So we used to go to camp, the redemption camp in Lagos Ibadan Expressway.
That's
so
right. Yeah.
That she used to make me pray that prayer. Then.
Wow.
After, when you're doing it almost every month, you just get used to it. So it's when I grew older that I understood what she was talking about, and then I took it more seriously. So it was just something I always prayed about and told God that I just want to know.
Yeah.
So I'd met quite a number of people, and it just, I just know that it's not what I want, this isn't it. Like, I'm not there yet, this is not my bus stop. So, but when we started talking, I think I even gave him a little bit of talk time when we just started talking. But, it's just clicked. That's the word I think I'll use. It just flowed. And I realized it was much different from all the other types of conversations I've had with other people. And I'm like, this is not like normal. This is different. This seems. I remember my friend from secondary school. We met. She also did law, so we met in Abuja for the law school for the what's it called, call to bar.
Okay.
Which was in November, which was why I was in Abuja at that time, anyways. For the law call to bar thing. So I remember her walking me from he had come to drop his sister or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He came to drop his sister. Well, I started talking at that time. Okay. He came to drop his sister. she was in Abuja for law school. That was why, they were home together and all of that. So
Right.
he came to drop her, and then I saw him, we talked briefly, and then I was walking back to continue my registration process with my friend. She was just waiting for me, and she was like, so how far now, any gist? And I told her that I think we're just there talking for about like a week.
Yeah, it was about a week.
About a week, yeah. And she was asking me like, how far, who is this person now? And I'm like, I think that this is my bus stop. I think
Wow.
This was just one weekend, and I just knew, I just had that conviction that it was just, I was settled. It was settling. I was settled. I had that peace, in my mind that okay, this is, what I've been looking for. And then there are the other boxes that he checks that is responsible. God, all these things I'm saying now, he's from a responsible. God, it's very important to come from a responsible home, honestly, because you have an idea of what to expect, in the future.
Yeah.
It's all these little things that just added up, and I'm like, yep, this is what I want. I see what.
Oh no, it's amazing. I honestly, when David told me how you guys met, and just how he could easily have said he wasn't going that day if his dad hadn't said no, you have just life and just chance. We call it chance, but obviously God was probably bringing your paths together, and it's so amazing.
I've always known people in his family, but not him. I've known his sister, his older sister. I met his mom.
Yeah.
Even eaten his mom's food before. Well, I'll bring it to the room. And, I met some people in his family, but not him.
Wow.
And when it was time for us to meet, we met.
I think just to add to it too, I think when you waited for a while,
yeah,
when you meet the person, you would know.
Okay.
Because over the period of waiting, obviously you would have met a couple of people.
Right. Okay.
And from there, you would be able to know your people that you are compatible with.
Right.
Or your own strengths and weaknesses you would have known.
Okay.
Obviously, when you meet somebody that you feel that you can complement each other,
yeah,
you would also know. And I'll give an example.
Okay.
So I don't know if you already have that question, but I'll just go ahead.
Okay.
So the first date we went for.
Yeah.
I'd been disturbing her. Oh, can I see you again? Apart from the law school thing and everything. And she was like, oh, she's really busy. When she's less busy, she will let me know. And one point I must make also was, she asks questions.
Okay.
Why do you want to see me? All those kind of stuff that sometimes I have to just wrap my head around how to just... Because some questions, when you answer the question, she's going to ask you another one. So, so that day I was like, okay, let's just... And she was like, oh, on the Sunday, she was like, she's free.
Okay.
Around 4 or thereabout.
Okay.
And that she was like, oh, that, but she was staying with her auntie.
Right.
And I remember one point she was like, her auntie is not at home. If a man comes to the house, she would think that because her auntie is not around, she's bringing a man to the house that she's not sure we can see it. And I was like, no, I'm not coming to stay in your auntie's house. I'm coming to take you out.
Right.
And she was like, oh, okay, cool. Okay. There's no problem. So when she finally agreed, I remember that Sunday afternoon, I wore about 3 clothes. Wow. When I'll go meet my sister, what do you think about this? My sister will be like, no, don't fall my hand. This one is not okay. This is your trip. You have to change this. Because, I was like, okay. So I went. And the point I was trying to make, as we were driving to the venue of where we were going to hang out, I had muscle pull on my left leg.
A muscle pull?
Yes, muscle pull on my left leg as I was driving.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I just had this on my... And she was like, oh, okay, can you park the car? And she volunteered to drive.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. Then I parked the car, then she took over and she drove us to the venue.
Wow.
Where I was like, So, all those, I just took note of those little details, like, the fact that she even offered to say, oh, I would drive, that's fine.
Yeah.
you know. So she drove us to the place. We had the best. I'm not sure I spent more than 1,000 naira.
Wow.
You know, and we had a decent, we had yogurt, and we had a very decent conversation. You know, it was a happy day. Let me put it that way. Yeah, so I'll just.
That's amazing, you know. But you know, it's funny what you said there about, you know, Kodri being concerned about you coming to her auntie's place. Just a quick question: what sort of boundaries did you set for yourselves when you were dating?
You know, before she answers, you know, before like I said before, that when you meet the person,
Yes.
you would share similar perspectives.
Okay.
So there were certain things we never had to discuss because we knew that we were not going to go there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a cause for concern or a topic of conversation per se. We might have said it or mentioned it, you know,
right,
but we just knew.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have to struggle. Like we didn't have to. It wasn't like a back and forth conversation. Oh, no, you can't do this. It was just like we just knew.
Yeah.
Had this unspoken agreement that, you know.
Yeah. So I think one of the one that was significant the most was that, you know, sex before marriage.
Okay.
I think we just kind of knew that if we had waited for so long, then, you know, when we met the person, then, I mean, this is the person you're going to end up with. So obviously you'll be able to, and I'm not saying that it is easy.
Right. Okay.
You know, because obviously there will be instances where, but because of that consciousness and because we were on the same page,
yeah,
we were able to control ourselves and, you know, have the big picture of what mattered. And the thing is, I think one of the reasons why we didn't even want to do that was, apart from the fact that, you know, it's biblical and you know, the Bible says it and all those things.
Yeah.
I think we just wanted to appreciate each other and just have that respect, you know, for each other, because I feel that was the starting point.
Okay.
Even when we get into marriage, the fact that we can have that mutual respect for each other, to say that, you know, we're not going to do this and we are not going to do that, and respect each other's decision, respect each other's body.
Yeah.
Taking that into marriage, it goes a long way, because that's where it starts. That's where you begin to have regard for yourselves.
Right. Right.
You know, I would respect my wife because obviously I knew the way she took her stand, the way she carried herself, the way she composed herself, and all those things. It made me appreciate her more. You know, to say that I married this woman that has these principles, and she stood by the principles, and she didn't break it at any point.
Yes.
You know, because she knew the end goal. So it made me respect her the more. Another thing is, I think, looking at the spiritual angle, I think I was just trying to be, to also be careful, not to do anything that would make me be ashamed to seek God's face.
Right.
Very important.
When challenges come, because obviously in marriage, challenges will come.
Right.
And I felt that I should be able to approach the place of prayer.
Yeah.
And be able to tell God that, if you set all these rules and regulations for me to marry this person,
yeah,
and I took all your rules and I didn't break anyone, and I married this person, and this and this and this is going on, I mean, I should be able to look you in the face and tell you that, God,
I've done my
part.
Yeah.
You need to come through for me. So I didn't want a situation where I was going to, you know, just not be able to approach God in that way.
Okay.
Because from experiences and seeing the things that people go through in marriage and all those things, I just knew that there would be some challenges that would come, that, you know, you really need to see God's face. So I didn't want anything that would, you know, just like I said before, that would make me be ashamed.
Yes. Yeah.
To God. So I felt that was one of the things, and that was one of the things that God is always really keen on. Purity and all those things. So I think that was it for me. Wow. Then apart from that, there were other rules, you know, maybe about money,
okay,
finances, and all those things that we just kind of had the culture that money was not going to dictate our relationship.
Right. Okay.
Yes. And I think how we came to that realization was the fact that there was no extravagant, there was no forming. Let me use that word.
Yeah.
I think the people will understand that there was no forming. If I didn't have money, I didn't have.
Yes.
If I was unable to do something at that particular point in time, there is no point. I'm not going to go and steal. I'm not going to borrow. I'm just going to let her know.
Right.
And you know, the amazing thing is, if I don't have the capacity to do something and she has the capacity to do it, she's not even going to tell me.
Wow.
She already kind of knows, because if I had the capacity to do it, I would have done it. So if I've not done it and she's in a position to do it, she won't even let me know. She will just go ahead and just sort it out.
Yeah.
Because she had that mentality of it was us. It wasn't me. It wasn't him. You know, it was us. We were in this together and all those things. So that financial aspect too was not an issue. I know it might be an issue a lot for people, especially, you know.
We understood that our money behaviors very early. I think that really helped, because money, finances affect a lot of marriages. So I think we're just very fortunate to have understood our money behaviors very early, because it really helped.
Then I think also contentment.
Okay.
Yes.
This is what we have.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going ahead or
No, please. Definitely go. Please share with it.
So we met in Abuja.
Okay.
You know, and life just happened. And the job I was doing in Abuja, I had to leave that job to go to Lagos to take on another job.
Okay.
Now, while I was living in Abuja, then I was staying in my parents' BQ, so I wasn't paying for accommodation.
Right.
You know, but when I had to go to Lagos, I had to rent a place in Lagos to begin my life. So not like I didn't have people I could stay with. I started staying with one of my uncles initially, but after a while, after a couple of months, and I was like, oh, I think I want to settle down and everything. I knew that I had to rent a place. She had to leave Abuja and go to Ibadan also, because that was where she got the job.
Okay.
And NYSC.
Right.
I was in Lagos and she was in Ibadan. Okay. And I remember then, you know, when we started talking about settling down and all those things, I went to rent a house that was close to the house I could afford. That was also close to my office.
Okay.
I rented the house, and I remember the kitchen in the house. I only had space. You know, when you wash the plate, you only had space to turn.
You know how Lagos Island houses are. You know how accommodation. If you've ever heard about people talking about accommodation in Lagos Island, I think it would be much. You'll be able to understand what he's talking about.
And you know, she mentioned in Lagos Island too. I know a lot of people will say that, why didn't you go and live on the mainland and all those things?
Yeah.
I was working in free trade zone. I don't know if anybody, you know, free trade zone. It's called Ibejuleki. That was where I was working.
Okay.
So there was no way.
It was ridiculously far.
I could live, you know, because even from where I lived, I still used to drive 2 hours to get to the and 2 hours back to the house.
Wow.
You know,
Lagos
traffic and the fact that it was quite a distance too, you know. So anyways, so I remember when she came to the house then, the house was really small. I used to call it 1.5 bedroom. Because the whole house, because the second room was like a passage. I used it for storage because there was nothing. Wow. The whole house had just 2 windows. Wow. 1 window in the sitting room, 1 window in the room.
Oh my goodness.
And that was the whole house. So when she came, and I was like, this is what I can afford and everything. And she came, she was like, wow, this is so lovely. I was thinking to myself, like, seriously, this is so lovely. And I remember one question she asked me when I was complaining, like, oh, I just feel that we can start from here then, you know. And she was like, she looked at me and she was like, we're going to live here together. I was like, yeah. She was like, as far as we are living here together, she's fine. That's all that matters.
Wow.
That, you know, the place is okay. We can start.
Bringing tears to my eyes, man. My eyes are watering.
I was like, So at that point, I just knew that.
I can tell I really liked him.
I just knew that because I had not even proposed. I had not even proposed there or nothing like that. But I just told myself that if I don't marry this girl, somebody else will marry her. So I had to act fast. You know? So those are some of the things, you know, so that contentment was there.
Yeah.
She could have seen it and said, it's not me and you. You know, and stuff like that. But she encouraged me, you know, she even made me want to do better. Like, you know, she can accept this, that she deserves much more than this, and you know. So yeah, I'll leave it at
that. That's amazing. Coach, I don't know if you have any words to add to that. Just boundaries and anything that David has said. If you want to add.
We've talked about. I think he has mentioned more or less everything about boundaries.
No.
What else? What other questions did you ask?
So my next question, Conju, was about what advice would you give to those who are dating right now?
You know, I mentioned earlier that it was very important that it is very important that it come from a responsible family. I mean, it's very important. The person, it was very important to me.
Okay.
That it comes from a very responsible family, you know, because maybe you have issues and you feel like this is me. I mean, who am I to advise? I'm only sharing my experience. If anybody can pick one or two things from it's fine, but this is what applies to me. It's good to, it was very important to me for the person to come from a responsible family, because you definitely have issues. You want to be able to speak to somebody in his family who you know he would listen to.
Okay.
And if he has to have a good relationship with his family, and they also have to be responsible. So you know that when you have issues and you're telling them about it, you know that they would not just pick sides. They would be reasonable, speaking in dissecting the situation. And if they need to talk to him, it hasn't come to that point really, but it's just something that I've always wanted, you know. Then it's important to always, I told you, he just mentioned that we talked every day. Always, because if you keep communicating, you keep learning more and more about the person. So you know if this is what you start, if there are little hints of what you don't want, you would be able to pick it because you talk every day. You know, so you'll be able to, so don't just jump into marriage, you know. I'll tell you, he proposed quite early, but he proposed in February 2015. But we didn't get married until November 2016. So we had all the time to really.
Pastor, that proposal was a strategy. I just have to hold that down.
Just down.
It's very important. I feel like it's very important to courtship. Courtship is very important. Learn as much as you can, because you never really know somebody completely. But if you can pick, you know, the little hints of what you want and what you don't want, it will be from a reasonable time of courtship. It will be from communicating as often as you can, because you definitely pick out little things from conversations. If you're talking every day, you can't pretend for so long and hide all your dirty, dark secrets, you know. Something will come out. If you're sensitive enough anyways, you pick something out. So it's very important to always keep communicating.
Wow.
So that communication is very important. It's also very important to be. We had a day in the week, I think we used to pray fast and we used to fast and like it's also very important to have. It's like having me, I always refer to it as spiritual insurance. It's like this other thing that you can, spiritual insurance.
Insurance, okay.
It's just important to always have, be able to pray together, because that's what you're going to be doing when you're married. You can as well start as early as you can. It's also very important. So
Wow.
And discuss all the issues and things you want to do, like how many kids you want to have. That is very important too. That is very important. How many kids you want to have? the things that are important to you, talk about everything.
Yeah.
We used to quarrel. The thing is, we had all our quarrels, so we knew what
the trigger points.
Exactly. Thank God we had all that time, between that 2015 and to understand each other to a reasonable extent, because it really went a long way.
Wow.
I think for me, if I was going to add to that, I'm just going to take it back to the beginning.
Okay.
To say that, because I was saying that it took a while, like, it wasn't like I didn't meet people or anything like that. But I think one thing also was I was always conscious of the fact that if I wasn't going to marry you or if it wasn't going to be longer, I didn't want to have that reputation of somebody saying maybe I messed them up. So I just tried my best, Obviously, there will be some times where you will get bored, you want to talk to somebody, you want to talk to a lady and all those kind of things. Yeah. But I just had that consciousness that I didn't want to be in that state, because sometimes ladies are very, very emotional, especially when they start developing when they start developing feelings for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I always used to run from that. Like if I just start talking to you and I just know that, this is not what I'm looking for. It's not you per se. It's just me, like, because I had that resolve that I wasn't going to settle, because my happiness was very key to me. Okay. I knew that it wasn't a temporary engagement or something. It was going to be for life.
That's right.
So my mental state, my happiness and all those things were very, very crucial to me.
Okay.
So when I just meet somebody and I see the triggers and all those things, I just try as much as possible to just end it early, on time and all those things. So I never settled, so to say. If I just feel that, this can't work or, and I think the first thing is I always try to be friends first.
Okay.
But then you can't control, some things happen that you can't even control it. You might be friends and in the process you start liking the person and you start developing feelings for the person.
Yeah.
So before it became a bit too complicated or before, you elongated past the stage where you couldn't get out of it without hurting. Even if you get out of it early, you still hurt the person, but your conscience is clear because you know that you're doing it for the two of you. If that person does not even see it that way. So I just tried as much as possible, just to if my friends used to laugh at me, that they used to say that the way I run. when I don't see that something is not working, I just run.
Right.
So I think my advice is also like, don't just settle. Because to be honest, I got to a point that I was like, if one of my friends, his girlfriend told him, when he told his girlfriend that, Dave is looking for a girl. Yeah. When we hang out, it's always like he's crashing our dates because he comes alone and all those things. That don't you have a friend or don't you have friends that you can talk? Now, it wasn't like I ever sat down with his girlfriend to talk to his girlfriend about the kind of lady I was looking for or who I wanted to marry.
Okay.
The girl just studied me and I think she just looked at me. And you know what? She told my friend that she was like, the kind of girl that Dave wants to marry has not been manufactured. Now, I don't have a friend though that just leave that guy. I don't have a friend that, well, thankfully she felt that way, but that didn't deter me. Like when my friend told me, I was like, I asked my friend, I was like, my standards too high. But for me, it wasn't even about standard.
Okay.
It was more about character.
Right.
It was more about, do we complement each other? It was more about, do we give each other peace?
Right.
It was more about, do we understand each other? Can we communicate?
Yes.
It was more about, finances also, like, are you going to lay burdens on me that I cannot bear?
Okay.
It was also the fact that because I knew myself that maybe I was nice to a fault, are you going to take advantage of me?
Right.
Based on that, so because this guy is nice, I've had a couple of ladies like that they just want to play on the emotion to just, you've hurt me. You've hurt me because I like you. And I'm saying, let's date. And because, they know when they say that because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
From there, I'm beginning to think that, did I really also do something wrong? All those kind of stuff. So I didn't want people to just take advantage of me and stuff like that. So those were the things that made me stand my ground to say that.
Hello, Esther. Yeah.
Those were the things that made me stand my ground to just say, okay, I'm not going to settle. I'm just going to keep on, searching. And you would see pressures here and there, because for me, I was a guy.
Yeah.
Parents were already beginning to think that, like, really? Like, what's going on with this guy? I remember my mom told me, you've never brought a girl to this house to even introduce to us that she's your girlfriend.
Wow.
Stuff like that. But I didn't allow all those pressures and all those things.
Yeah.
My younger sister told me then, she was like, so you can talk to a woman like this? Really?
Oh, wow.
We're having the conversation. But point is, everything worked out for me.
Yes.
We've done all those things, just not settling, just knowing what you want, because your happiness is key. And this thing it lasts forever.
Yeah.
I would also just like to say that, as much as possible, it's difficult, to be honest, but just try to live to a reasonable extent. Just try to live like a decent life.
Okay.
Because some things in the past, I just have a way of catching up, with somebody. These things have a way of catching up with people, and sometimes it might not even catch up with you, but your conscience and everything like that, maybe when you're experiencing something that you're beginning to think, oh, is it because I did this? Is it because I did that? Is it because you're beginning to blame yourself?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it might not even be any of those things, but you're already developing high blood pressure. Kind of within yourself, you knew that what you did was not okay.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you pretty much answered the next question. Well, it was like part B of that question. So that was advice for those who are currently dating. But what any additional words for people that are not dating, but things they can start to think about as they look to the future? How can they prepare themselves, or just any words for those who are not yet dating but hope one day to date and get married?
I think for me, the first advice for me is, to be focused first, most importantly.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to be focused. You have to set goals, the goals you want to achieve in life.
Okay.
Ambition and all those things. Once you have these goals and everything, then you now kind of like sit down and see who would help me achieve these goals, or what will the role of my partner be?
Okay.
In allowing me achieve my goals and my futures and my ambitions in life. So what kind of partner do I think will be key in me coming to the realization of these things,
Okay.
So point is, I'm not saying that when you approach somebody or when you're talking to somebody, the next thing you're telling them is, oh, I want to be president of Nigeria. I have this map of how I have. What I'm saying is, as regards relationship, you should know what you want.
Okay.
You should know what to look out or what you don't want.
Okay.
You should know what to look out for in the person. Things will guide the kind of conversations you would have with the prospective person. These things will be like, your guidelines. These things will also be, there also be pointers to things to look out for.
Okay.
In the person, because you kind of like already have an idea of, what you want to, because it's very important. I think the mistake that a lot of people do is, or the mistake they make is, they just approach. Then in the process, you develop feelings for that person. Meanwhile, you and that person, you don't share similar perspectives.
Right. Okay.
You just, this person, I'm just going to. So, but if you have all these things that guide you, you don't just approach anyhow person, because you already kind of like have an idea.
Right.
The kind of person and everything like that. So then apart from that, to also pray.
Okay.
It's not too early to start that, like she said, pray about some of these things and everything. Then I think motive is also very, very important.
Okay.
Motive. Why do you want to go into the relationship?
Right.
I want to go into the relationship because I just want to have fun and move on. I want to go into the relationship because of peer pressure. Yeah. Everybody's having girlfriend. Me, I don't have. Those things are always they're always short term. Yeah, so motive matters. Even if you're not going to marry the person, you should come out of that relationship with concrete experiences, not regrets. Concrete experiences that will build you up for the next one.
Right.
You know, and those experiences eventually will guide you and help you in eventually, settling down and just having a good life.
That's fantastic. Coach, is there anything you want to add? You mentioned how your mom had encouraged you to, from the age of 15, you're already praying. Anything else that you will?
I'd also, I've mentioned also that it's very important to be responsible.
Okay.
It comes from a responsible home. It's very important to not ready. I can't imagine being married to somebody that's just being in just one position, just one support, and they're not looking to develop yourself in any way. That's there's also that. It's important. It's what else? What other advice do you give for single people?
I think also, just to say that little things matter.
Okay.
A lot.
Just be sensitive.
You don't have to be sensitive to situations and circumstances. Just little things. That's how you get to know people. For example, then, one thing she used to tell me was, anytime I get angry, I don't.
Okay.
I just keep quiet, or I just maybe I can just even leave.
Right.
Just to avoid drama and everything like that. But she is the kind of person that would approach you and say that this is what is this. Let's talk it out. Right. I hated that thing with passion.
Well, I hated him keeping quiet.
Do you understand? But he hated the fact that this guy will just keep quiet when he's angry. I don't even know what he's angry about.
Right.
Sometimes maybe when I'm even in a bad mood, maybe something happened at work or all this kind of stuff, she's already thinking to herself, like, have I done something?
With me? Yeah.
Angry again, all those kind of stuff. And, for a while, it took us time to look for a way to communicate and look for what works. So I'm now that kind of a person now that when I even get angry, if I can't express myself in words, I'll look for a way to just send it on WhatsApp to say that, see, that's it.
Thank God for technology.
Honestly, so we're able to find what, and it also works for her because she would want to hear her. And so if it is even WhatsApp, if you don't want to talk, then and by the time you're doing the WhatsApp, you've got it to a point that you've calmed down. then you can have a conversation.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, that's amazing, guys. I've only got two more questions, and the first one is still linked to marriage, and just what things are useful to have in place before you get married. So contribution about, in fact, no, you, David, mentioned about how you got this place in Lagos Island. Yes, it was small, but it was your own place. And Contra said, listen, as long as you and I will be here as a couple, real life. So just linked in with that, what things are useful to have in place before you get married? And this could be financial, spiritual, just anything you can think of.
What to have in place?
So, like, I think you mentioned one of the things there was.
I think
home, even though it was small, it was still, that was you saying, yeah, we're getting. You had a job.
Because even when you're doing counseling in Redeem in church, because I was attending Redeem RCCG.
Yeah.
So you have to have couples. What's that thing called?
Yeah. So there's this thing they do.
Counseling.
Yeah, like marriage counseling before you get married.
Right.
Where, you have to tick some boxes.
Yeah.
And I think some of the criteria, and I think it's very, very important.
Yeah.
It's to a reasonable extent, have a roof over your head.
Yeah.
No one will agree to join you if you don't have a house.
So
you didn't want to agree to join
apart from that, you might not be rich in the real sense of it.
Yeah.
So you guys need to have a plan of how you take care of yourselves because it's very, very important.
Yeah.
And like these days I was reading somewhere where somebody was saying that it takes 2 incomes to run a home.
Right.
you know, at this point and all this kind of stuff. But in the real sense of it, you might need one person might need to do something else, and one person might need to do something. So it's communication and understanding, and that thing is very key.
Yeah.
Because people would see you and think that, Pastor, when you are happy in marriage, people always think that you are the richest person in the whole world.
Very true.
Because you are adding weight. There's nothing that is keeping you up at night. You're not thinking that, oh, my wife is going to kill me because I cannot give her money for soup. And all those things. So things that matter. So I mean, just having a strategy in place to take care of each other.
Okay.
And having that understanding that the responsibility is on the man. The traditional approach is the man taking care of the home and all those things.
Yeah.
But it doesn't still stop you as the lady stepping in where you can, just to help each other out.
Yeah.
Just to complement each other. So it's also very crucial to have, just a way to feed yourselves. And things have changed these days. Sometimes both people, both of the guys might be in school, for example, students, and all those things. I usually used to tell my friends that, money is important for you to get married, but also it shouldn't be the key. Because if I was waiting to have the kind of money I wanted to have before getting married, I don't know when I'm going to add.
It's true, yeah, because that's something that holds people back. They think, or they want to have a really outlandish wedding, so they're like, we need to save £24,000. So it's just
once you know yourselves and you're able to work these things out, to say that this is what we have, and we'll manage because the future is bright.
Yes.
And you believe in each other, so you can just start from somewhere. Like I said, we're going to start from that house, from there. I mean, I was telling her the other day that the house we are living in the UK, in a foreign land, is even, bigger than what we were living in our own country. How did we get to that stage?
Yeah.
Like what happened? Because I was thinking about, really, so I think you're just seeing the bigger picture and believing in yourselves.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, okay, we might not even be able to have an elaborate wedding. This is the type of wedding we can have. Once you know that you are in it together.
It was even what we wanted. We didn't want
I'm just saying for.
Oh, okay.
So, so just having that realization of believing in each other to say and see the bigger picture, to say that this is what we have now, this is what we can do now. You just start from here and see how it goes. So that is important. Then I think apart from that too, like she said, she mentioned family.
Okay.
And I just wanted to add to that it's not everybody that is privileged to come from, backgrounds that are,
that tick that
box.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't make you judge that person.
Okay.
Because that person might be different. If you judge people by their background, then, a lot of people might not get the opportunity to get married.
Right.
Or to settle down. So as much as background is important, I think the person to a reasonable extent, but openness is key.
Okay.
The person should be able to explain to you the kind of background they have and where they are coming from.
Yeah.
And you should also be saying that this is where I'm coming from and this is important to me. So what are we going to do about it? How are we going to make it work?
Right.
Because this is key to me and you're not ticking that box. Sorry. But I really want to settle down with you.
Yeah.
So what do we do? So it's a conversation that is worth having. Openness is very, very important. Like I said, she asked questions.
Wow.
So anywhere you feel that you are confused or something, ask questions.
Yeah.
Have discussions, have conversations about these things. Because it will put your mind at peace and it will also give you assurance or anywhere you have doubts, you'll be able to clear that doubt by having this conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
My final question, because we've just gone over the hour. My final question, this is it. now that you're married, and this one is probably for people that have recently got married, even for couples of any age, it'd be lovely to know, how do you make joint decisions? A decision that's going to affect the whole family. How do you guys navigate that?
We talk about it.
Yeah.
It always starts with one person mentioning it and finding out what the other person thinks about it. You have something you think you want to work in out. Like we have a project. I have a project that I want us to start.
Okay.
I'll mention it. Talk about what I think, why I want it and everything, and ask how she feels about it. What do you think? Most of the time, if it's especially when it comes to things that will develop your if I decide I want something, I want to start a project that will be developing myself,
Yeah.
in academics or career or something.
Yeah.
I don't think he has ever said no.
Wow.
But it's not that I just decide, I think about it, I just decide we
Yeah.
have to talk about it because, it would affect us, you're more or less borrowing from we have a kid, we're borrowing from each other's parenting bank. One person is going to have to be more of the parents than the other at some point. We always talk about it. You don't just assume and make a decision on behalf of both of us. We always talk about it. So it starts with one person saying what you want to do, and then hearing from them, because it's very important to talk about it. You can't if you're just making decisions, it causes problems. If you're just deciding for the two of you, this, you're going to just do this without talking. It's like you don't even respect the person enough to ask their opinion. It's always important to talk about it and agree together.
Yeah. I think she hit the nail on the head that communication is key.
Very, very.
It
doesn't even have to be the normal sit down and talk. It could be you communicate in whichever way you can. Use everything. It could be that you don't want it to seem like, oh, it's you that says, did you hear that person? That person just said, then what do you think about it? Just communicate, or you text, or you anyhow you're trying to communicate, just communicate. It doesn't have to be the usual or the what's the word? The usual sit down and face each other. We must have this conversation sitting on table and chair. Just find true, honestly, because if that's what you're waiting for, it doesn't work all the time. Find whichever way you want to communicate with, whichever method you want to use. Just make sure you talk.
I think just to wrap up also, I think decisions that also concern the home. Yeah. I know the traditional approach and the way we were brought up was the man would always just make the decision, bam. Once I make the decision, that's it. And I think as much as that worked for our parents, we need to look for what works for us.
Okay.
Because I discovered that this generation now, decisions have been more, or the marriage has been more like a 50-50 approach.
Okay.
Where you have mutual respect for each other. Right. And you would be amazed that two heads are better than one.
Right.
So when it comes to making some decisions, even as the man of the house, you want to do something and everything, it's still good to just run it through. Yeah. With your partner, then even with the wife too, because some women are very, very, when it comes to making some things or giving ideas or all those things, they are very, very good at it. Yeah. So you just have to run things through each other. You might really have a strong will to do something, and your partner might not agree with you. Yeah. But it doesn't still stop you from, just coming out and seeing reasons. Because when you listen and you see reasons, at some point,
you change. Let me tell you, when we first mentioned moving to the UK, I never really imagined leaving Nigeria, it's like you have to start all over and all of that. So it was not something that it was just no for me. So when he first mentioned, you just be sneaking it into conversation, small. Eventually, let's start seeing reasons. At first, it was no for me, but that is he mentioned. So imagine if he had just decided we're moving, and then me, it had always been no for me.
Yeah.
Right? It would have caused an issue, But he started telling me you'll be sneaking it into conversations, and then later it became bigger conversation. What do you think now? This thing is important. This is how I live. What do you think about how we are now? Look at the chances and the opportunities that we tend to, that would have, he more or less changed my mind about it. And I was willing to accept.
Yeah. Just to add to it, if
if
you have to even go and do research, I do it like a presentation.
Yeah.
But it starts from listening and having just that, just that idea of saying, oh, this thing is us. We're in this together. I can't do this all by myself and all those things. So I'm going to listen to my wife. My wife is going to listen to me.
I remember when he said, I think he even said, after explaining everything, he was like, if you still don't want, no problem, shall. But making me even know that it's not an ultimatum, that, okay, listen to this thing, you have to. It was like, oh, well, I need to, even that will help you change your mind. Where I need to get that, you actually value my opinion too. You're listening to what I have to say, and you regard what I feel about this topic, So that also was very helpful.
So so running through things through each other would allow you to achieve greater things, so to say. You just be amazed at the kind of things you'll be able to achieve together.
Yeah, and I think as Kodri said, it's that mutual respect as well. That it's amazing how you were able to win her over to your side through, serving her as a husband and listening and valuing her opinion. So that's amazing.
Yeah, that's another thing that the fact that he always valued my opinion. He wants to make decisions, little decisions. You ask me, call me and ask me, what do you think about this? What do you think about it? That one cuts me too.
Wow. Kodri, David, thank you so much. That has been lovely. It's been amazing. It's been a blessing. And let me use the opportunity and say that, we value you both. You guys have been a huge blessing to myself and Jane on a personal level, but to church as well.
Even before we met you, we had been enjoying the blessings of knowing you already. But before I met you.
Yeah, and you guys, one of the reasons I did this interview was, I think you've honestly got a wonderful marriage, and you're a great example of what a godly marriage should look like. And I love how you guys work together. I think God has blessed you with wisdom beyond your years. And all I can say is, just keep loving God, keep loving each other. You're a huge blessing, and it's amplified by your union. So we thank God for you.
Thanks a lot, Pastor. Thank you.
Oh, God bless you. My love to Esther. And like I said, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I know it's going to be a blessing whoever comes across this discussion.
Thanks a lot, Pastor.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for giving us the opportunity to share.
Oh no, I thank you for your time and your
memory lane.
It's been amazing. Thank you guys. God bless you and see you soon. Bye.